Hello everybody, welcome to Silent Hill 1, the original Silent Hill on the PlayStation 1. Let me go into the options screen here so it doesn't try to autoplay the game demo. So this is being emulated, as already has been discussed in my previous videos on DuckStation PS1 emulator for the PC. I might as well go over a few little things here before we start. I will be using save states in this playthrough, mostly and hopefully, considering I play well, as just a backup measure, because emulation, things can crash, things can go crazy, so it's always just recommended when you're emulating anything like this to keep save states if you can. But I'll also be hard saving in the game like you would normally when you play. I'll also put a link. It's not really a guide, more of a kind of a puzzle solution text I wrote up for you to use and for me to reference when I play through this game. Not because I don't know what I'm doing, but because I want to know what the actual solutions are to the letter if I can, so that I can explain to you what I'm doing and how to solve the puzzle. I've played this game many times. I just don't have all the stuff in my head memorized. So I'll link that. It's a Google Drive link. And so it's not a guide. It's just kind of like, and there's only really like 4 puzzles or something in the game. You just generally have to, some things you have to write down on paper and see it and visualize it on paper to understand how you need to solve it in a game. This is one of those kinds of games. I was going to use my Xbox One X controller, I think it is, to play this until I realized how loud the D-pad is on that. And I'll be playing this game with the D-pad. I don't use the thumbsticks for this kind of game because this game utilizes what they call tank controls. If I remember, I'll put a link to a description of what tank controls are, but they are referenced from like the original 3 Resident Evil games used tank controls, and so does Silent Hill. They all use it. At least 1 through 4, I believe, use tank controls. So I prefer using the D-pad in games that use tank controls. It's just more comfortable for me. And so that D-pad on my Xbox controller is extremely loud. So I'm actually using my 8-bit Do, or 8-bit Do, however you want to call it. SN30 Pro, basically just it's made to model after the Super Nintendo controller, basically. The additions are just the 2 thumbsticks for character movement and rotation, and then where it has the L1, L1, R1, there's also an L2 and R2 in addition. It's a great controller. I really like this controller. I'm going to get another one because the D-pad on this one is actually failing when I press the right D-pad. So I may do some weird stuff in this game just because the right click is not perfect. But that's the controller I'll be using for this, simply because the D-pad is very quiet. So it's not going to be annoying for you guys to listen when you watch the video here. So that's basically it. When you come into the options here, it's going to default on level 3 brightness, and my determination, at least for emulation, is that it's best to just put it at 0 and call it a day. Everything else will be set up appropriately, and you'll be set on the Type 1 controls. Here's a brief look at the controls and what they do. So that's that. And after we watch the intro and everything, get control on the game, I'm going to go over the controls of the game, how things work, and the UI of the game, the menus and all that. I'm going to try to do that in every game. I don't know if I did that extremely well in my previous playthroughs, but I'm going to try to do that more. So we'll watch the intro. We'll do that, and then we'll start exploring. Here we go. Do this on normal. Cheryl, where could you be? It's strange. It's quiet. Too quiet. This place is like a ghost town. Cheryl? Alright, so here we are. Game looks really, really good. Must admit. Harry's very good at line dancing, as you can see. So obviously they want us to go this way, but we're going to go the other way. But first I'll go over some controls here. So basically explain the tank controls, I suppose, this way. It's called tank controls because when you press to the left, you don't do this like you do in first-person shooters. That's called strafing. When you turn to the side in a game with tank controls, you literally spin in place, and the camera's just trying to follow his movements. And the same when you go the other direction. And the up button takes you forward, and the back button, instead of making you either spin around and walk the other way or do something like this, a quick turn, when you press back, you do a back step, which is very useful in the way that these games are designed, because you could have a couple of enemies plotting towards you, and you can have your weapon drawn, and I think you can have your weapon drawn in this, maybe in this game you can't, but I think in Silent Hill 2 you can have your weapon drawn and walk backwards and kind of retreat but keep shooting. I don't know if you can do that in this game, we'll see when I get the first weapon. So that's the movement. And then, let me see which control button it is. It's the Y button. So if you hold Y on the Type 1 control settings, this will make Harry, our dude's name is Harry, by the way, Harry Mason, which we'll learn. But if you hold that button, you can make him run. Eventually he does run out of breath and starts to run slower, or just stops running altogether until you stop and let him regain his breath. The X button, I don't have the map for this place. Once you get a map, the X button will open your map. Your B button will be like your attack button. The A button, I guess we could go into controls here and really look. So yeah, the A button, well, it's not the A button, it's the A button for this controller because it's geared after YXBA like the Super Nintendo, but in this case it's triangle, X, circle, and square. So it actually would have been, that should be X, I think that's circle. So circle, light. Maybe that's what the A button is. Yeah, I think that's it. So the A button or the circle button is your light, flashlight when you get one. And then square is run. Square or Y would be run. And then X or triangle is cancel or map. So you can see the controls there. See what everything does. L1, R1 side steps, items, map, pause. Let me get back out here, show you more. So we don't have the flashlight yet to turn it on. So yeah, L1 or R1 makes Harry sidestep, which can be useful sometimes, but not that often. You can actually run and hold this button and then kind of hold your left movement, 3 buttons at the same time, and he'll do circles. So there's kind of a wide, there's this out of breath. There's a wide variety of control. Then start, pauses, and select will bring up your inventory screen. And this is where you can see your status, get into equipment once you have it. See different commands for equipment, more finer controls, options screen that we've already been through. Exit this, get into the map from here, but you have a keybind on your controller to do that, so there's really no need to do it from the menu. Your character's background will change color, I think from blue to red, red being near death. So green lets you know you're in a healthy 100% or close. I don't know what the range when the color changes. 90%, 80%, I don't know. But it doesn't exactly tell you with a number or a percentage what your health is. You just have to go by that color, and I don't think his portrait changes based on damage. So obviously once we pick up some weapons and items, we'll have more things to look at here. And that is pretty much it for the controls until we get more stuff. So just carry on here. Actually, there is another control thing. If you hold the run button down and you press the back button to walk back, he does this weird little, like, oh my god, I just saw a frog jump. It's kind of weird. I think if you saw anybody doing this out in public, you'd run the other direction. I mean, it does have its uses. It's really like a back step, you know, to get away from melee damage. And then another control I failed to mention here is if you press the 2 buttons together, L1, R1, that make you sidestep. If you press them together, this does a quick turn, which is extremely handy in a lot of cases, because you can quickly turn and then just start running the other way. And then also there's a view mode with the L1. It kind of centers the view to the back of Harry, and it lets you look around your environment a little closer. You can't look up or down or anything, but it gives you a little more focus, and it's very handy too for when you want to go the other way by quick spinning. You just start running. If you press L1 really quickly when you do it, you'll focus the way forward with the camera, and you'll already be in, you know, the running forward position. It's a quick way to reorientate the camera. So I mean, the first video in these first gameplay videos are always going to be kind of tutorial stuff of me explaining either how I'm going to play the game or how the controls work, so you don't really get too far into any gameplay. So if you saw in the last cutscene before we had control here, we crashed our Jeep, and if you walk back here you can at least see it. My car too banged up to drive. Where's Cheryl? Hope she's safe. So too bad you can't, like, get a piece of gum or something out of there. Apparently he has nothing useful in his Jeep. at all, and we have nothing in our inventory, so... But it's cool. If you go the opposite direction, you can kind of see a little more. And you can also see over here that there's like no way to get out of here now. It's just apparently the street is blocked. Can't get out of town through here. Apparently this blocked the way for some reason. Man, it sounds like he's wearing tap dancing shoes. So there's a little L1 camera focus. It does help you in your movement. So I definitely recommend incorporating it into how you play Bachman Road. And this is one of those games where you click the action button on stuff, and a lot of times you'll get pop-up text information. That's how you would get a lot of information in these older type games, is you would have to just kind of spam the X button or the B button to try to get your character to say something or interact with something or pick something up. But in these games too, this kind of game, once we get the map, I'll show you how we'll handle it, but I'm going to run around and discover everything like it's my first time playing this game too. I'm going to, try to fill out the map and show you everything I can to show you, whether I know about it or not. I want everybody to see everything they can about these games I'm playing, and hopefully along the way I'll discover new things. I did recently just realize the beginning warning message of this game telling you that it's scary. Not from my intro, but from the game's own thing. I always thought that silhouette was Harry, but it's not. It's the girl that they showed in the intro, who caused him to crash. I won't name her yet because she'll be named in the story. But it's the silhouette of that girl, not Harry. I just realized that. So, yeah, I'm going to take my time and explore and look, I do that with games I replay anyway. I like to just go around and look at everything. I'm surprised he doesn't have something to say about the newspaper. Says this is infinite or 8 or... yeah, something. Can we go in here? Anything to say, Harry? Footsteps. Okay. So they're trying to force me to go where they want me to go. Good grief, you can hear that far away, Harry?
Cheryl? Is that Cheryl? Where are you going? Hey, wait! Stop!
Go get her, Harry. She's like not that far, dude. Alright, here's what we're gonna do briefly here. She's already gone, obviously. We're just gonna go and look back before we progress this part. There's a little texture glitching down there on the baseboard area of the building. I don't know if that's from the game itself or just the emulator. So what is this? Algernon. So he doesn't want to interact with the door. I'd better follow Cheryl. Okay, the game's not going to let me. It's running me into an invisible wall trigger that's forcing me. Okay, let's go do what Team Silent wants us to do. get to roam around again anyway. I should wait to do it then. It'll be more open at that point. You see me sidestep a lot on accident when I'm trying to use the camera, the L1. Okay. Let's say beware of dog. Alright. Well. What is it? Ew. Well, probably the dog. That's a big dog, though. Okay. So you got the siren going already. This was cool. A lot of people didn't like this, I guess, but I like how they played with the camera angles in this game. Very unique, especially back for the time. It's like even if you hold the camera button to focus your view behind Harry, you can't. The camera is forcing you to walk into the darkness. It's really cool. Okay. That's strange. It's getting darker. Better than nothing, I guess. Apparently he had a match in his inventory, but we didn't have access to it. That's all he has is a match. Broken wheelchair. What's this doing here? Probably hard to see it. It is a wheelchair. The back wheel on it is spinning. What's this? Nothing good, Harry. I can't even see. There's no way forward. Just be up here through this opening. There's not a door. It's definitely not a door. There we go, this way. Yeah. Obviously, you're not going to be seeing good with a match anyway. About a foot in front of you.
What is this? What's going on here?
That didn't last long. Babies with knives.
Was I dreaming?
How do you feel?
Oh, like I've been run over by a truck. But I'm all right, I guess.
Glad to hear it. You from around here? Why don't you tell me what happened?
Wait a second, I'm just a tourist. I came here for a vacation. I just got here. I don't know what happened. I'd like to find out myself.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen a little girl? Just turned 7 last month, short, black hair. My daughter.
Sorry. The only person I've seen in this town is you.
Where is everybody?
I'd tell you if I knew, believe me. But from what I can tell, something bizarre's going on. That's all I know. What's your name?
Harry. Harry Mason.
Sybil Bennett. I'm a police officer from Brams, the next town over. The phones are all dead, and the radio too. I'm going back to call in some reinforcements. Hold it. Where do you think you're going?
My daughter. I've got to find her.
No way. It's dangerous out there.
In that case, I need to find her now. Cheryl's my little girl. I can't just leave her out there by herself.
Have you got a gun?
No.
Take this, and hope you don't have to use it. Now listen to me. Before you pull the trigger, know who you're shooting. And don't do it unless you have to. And don't go blasting me by mistake. Got it?
Yeah, thanks.
You do best to stay nearby. I'll be back with help as quick as I can.
Oh man, that's trippy, dude. It's so hard to not laugh in those cutscenes. not because they're bad. They're just, it's like, I don't know, so bad it's good. I forgot their mouths don't even move. Jeez. Okay. Just the conversation is so crazy. You're lost too? Uh-huh. That's about as deep as it gets. And she just gives him his gun. I mean, that would never happen. Okay, so we've hit our 30-minute mark for this video. This is a good stopping point here. So I'll go ahead and stop the video here. I hope you're enjoying this and that you enjoy the rest of it with me, because it's only going to get better. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.